Well, hello. So another day in this mess. Yeah. Well, wiring. It's time. The time has come. Time has come for some wiring. Yesterday I already did one panel because I was kind of. Well, I don't have any. Although some people say I have patience because of the Mylar stuff, but I actually don't have patience. I'm gonna use the spray glue first, and I noticed some crap with the new 30NF glue. I'm not sure what it is, but I'll explain later on. We first start off with the spray glue. Just gonna tack the tweeter portion first. Not gonna do the whole panel at once. Tweeter portion is the easiest to do because the wire is not well. This wire is pretty stiff and it will it doesn't want to be at the places you want it to be, so it will flop around and, well, annoying. Gonna do a pretty healthy coat. This has to dry a little bit before we can use it, so let's skip that part. I think it has dried enough. Not very long. It's full of stuff like acetone or whatever. I'm not sure what's in there, but it evaporates pretty quickly. So we got the wire, the tweeter wire. It's the 0.17. Oh, it's not even in frame. 0.17. It's not focused, but here's the focus somewhere. It's a small thin wire. Gonna roll it off a little bit. So it's not in the way. Okay, put it on the side, and hopefully it doesn't get stuck behind all the crap that's laying around here. So on its own it's not sticking, and the thing is with the spray glue, it is usually a contact adhesive, so you need two parts to make it really stick well. So this sometimes works and sometimes it's quite annoying. All wires come loose and stuff, but we'll try. I'll tack it down at the edge of the frame and then stretch it till the end of the magnet, and then tack it down with my finger. Then we're gonna create a loop and go back and do the exact same thing. Tack it down with your finger. Gonna make another loop, all on the foil. You're not gonna make a loop on the spacer, because that will vibrate the wire at the edge of the spacer, and it will break at some point, because aluminum is quite prone to breaking if you move it forwards and backwards a few times. It will break. We do this several times. Ooh. My fingers are sticking to the foil because there's some adhesive on my fingers, I guess. And another loop. This is the last loop already. Stick to the spacer and leave some extra wire, and I just snap it by hand because it's so thin. Okay, so now it's kind of on the foil, but it's not really stuck yet. And we're gonna use the 30NF for that, or the 3M30, because we don't have the NF. I noticed in this batch of glue that it smells awkward compared to the old one. My guess is that there's still some solvents in this one, which is a pain in the butt because it will dissolve the glue that I put on here. Although it's water-based, there's also naphtha in it, which is wasmachine in Dutch, I think, and it's solvent. So that's quite annoying because with naphtha you can remove this spray glue. So if you put it on, I did it yesterday, and then the wires came off, which was quite annoying. And with my old glue, the 30NF, I didn't have that. But it could be because it's very old glue. So maybe the solvents were all gone. And I diluted it a little bit with water back then, because it wasn't usable anyway, otherwise. So I might replace the solvent with water, and I didn't have that problem. So I left this 30NF like this, hoping it will evaporate some of the solvent, and I diluted a little bit with water. Maybe a little bit too much. I'm not sure if this is the case, but this is just an assumption. It works like this. Or it might as well be that 30NF is completely different than the 30. I couldn't find the 30NF. I tried yesterday, but it seems like it's not, you cannot get it in Europe. So also there is no product called Fast Bond in Europe. It's only Scotch Weld. So then again, I still think it's the same. Well, let's do some glue. I'm just not gonna rub it in, because then I will remove the wires again. So I'll just do it two sides, to this side and to that side. Tweeter wires are doable, sort of. Oh, that might be a tad too much. The excess glue I'm just gonna wipe off the sides. Like this. So usually one coat is enough. Maybe for the base wires we need something more, but we'll let it dry and see what it looks like. Well, a few minutes later, and it has dried, and I'm not sure if we can get, well, you can see it there. The wires are glued on, and I made these loops, as you can see, and the terminal will be on the other side over there. So that's the tweeter wire. Lock it in like this, I think. Okay. Small wires. Tweeter wire. Now I'm gonna do the mid-range base portion. I think it's sorry, I came from outside and now my nose is runny. It's running. My body fluids are running out of my nose. Sounds really appealing. Jesus, might need to well, go to the toilet and fix it. But this is the wire I'm gonna use. It's completely burned out by the amount of light. Let's focus, please. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Let's hold it like this. It helps. This is the wire I'm gonna use, and yeah. So we do the same. It's the same procedure, procedure. I don't know. But there's only one thing. This is more acts more like a spring, this wire, than the tweeter wire, because it's thicker. So I might run into problems that it doesn't want to stay on the spot I place it in. Could well be. Let's use the spray glue again. Cheap spray glue. I'll use some extra for this wire. Let's see how I'm gonna spray. Okay. It evaporates really quickly, especially with this bright light, which is pretty warm. So it's actually instant dry. Well, the thing is, let's see if it sticks. My guess it doesn't. It's got a clean piece of wire because there's some glue on this one. And if there's some glue, it will work, but it's annoying to put glue on all the wire. So let's see if this sticks. Yeah, this is what happens. You know, it curls up, and if you want to pull on it to stretch it, it will come off. So this is quite annoying, and it's really annoying. And how I fixed it before is I got the wire, and I just gonna run some of the spool, a few meters. So I got enough wire, hopefully. If you got a jig, it's easier to do, because I do it by hand right now. It has to stick really. If you use a jig, you can just dump it on and kind of let it stick a little bit, or what works better is use the spray glue on the wires. Just a few a few sprays, so it has a little bit of glue on it. Then when you stick it on, it's easy to tack it down and then use the 30NF, the 30 knot NF. But now I have to do it manually, putting glue on the wires as well as sticking it down for each wire, which is quite annoying. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the sponge, put some glue on it. In fact, I'm not gonna use the diluted glue, I'm gonna use the non-diluted glue. It's a tiny bit thicker and might work better. And now this is kind of annoying because it's messy. So I get the wire and I just pull it. You see my fingers are already covered in this stuff. It's no big problem, but I put it into the sponge and just pull on the wire, and it will leave a tiny bit of glue there. I'm gonna do this for the whole bunch of wire I already rolled off the reel. Just gonna throw it on the floor next to me. I thought about making maybe a sort of a jig where the wire runs off the spool through the sponge with glue. So you just pull on it and you got wire with glue on it. If you use a heat source at the same time, it will dry instantly as well. So that could work if you want to do it manually a lot. If you got a jig, it's way easier, but I'm not gonna make a whole jig to space out these wires very nicely and just pop it up on the panel, because I'm not sure if this panel is what I want. So if I have a panel that works great and I want to make more of them, then definitely I will make a jig, because it looks way better and it's way easier to do. So you can see slightly a haze on the wire, that's the glue. If I hold it in front of the lamp, yeah, it's almost gone, so it's almost dry. Let's dry it a little bit. Yeah, so now everything is sticky, which is quite annoying. But this wire should now stick pretty well to the mylar. You can already hear it. Yeah, this is sticking. I'm gonna clean my hands real quick, because my hands will stick to the foil as well, which is quite annoying. Okay, so now we're gonna do the same as we did with the tweeter wires. I'm gonna tack it down to the spacer first. This is where I want the terminal to be. There's still glue on my hands, too bad. And oh, wrong spot. Tack it down here. Then I'm just gonna run it back and forth and tack it down by hand. Realign if I need to. Make a loop and go back. Great manual work this is. It's real, yeah. No machines, no nothing. Just a man, his wire, and his glue. Okay, so everywhere is wire right now. I'll zoom in a little bit. Okay, so and I'll put on the other side. Okay, there's a lot, so I'm not well, keep that down. Okay, so this part is where we're gonna make some loops, because we're at the end right now, and what we're gonna do, because the sides don't move as much as the middle part, and we're not yet at 4 ohms if we use only these wires. So we're gonna flip this over to here, and we're gonna run up next to the first wire we placed on there. We do a few turns. This is annoying because I have to move around the camera right now. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna move up to this side and do 4 more turns as well. So 4 more extra turns on this side and 4 more turns on this side. And in a previous video, or a few videos back, I calculated the length and the resistance I would end up with, at least. That was the theory, around 4.3 ohm or something, 4.2. So that's what we're doing right now. I have to go up in 1, 2, 3, 4. Go up there. That's pretty wide anyway. I might build a jig because this is quite annoying. The rest of the build, except for the miler, is going pretty smooth, but this still sucks. If you can stretch it, it will be much cleaner. So, there it is. It's not all perfect, but I think it will do. I'll just tack down some more. Use some 30NF. Let's let it dry. It does look like there isn't glue everywhere, but there is. It's hard to see on camera, but it's not the perfect job. It's not the best I did ever, but it's on there and it's gonna work. That's for sure. So next thing is to make the contact tabs, the tabs where we can solder to. But first we'll let it dry, so see you in a bit.